Hey Billy, thought I'd give you some content as opposed to a lesson that, like an hour lesson, just a 5 minute bit of content. So in this, what I want to share with you is just this idea of posture and anchoring. So real quick on the base, everybody's base is a little different, but this is, my standard Fender, um, my Franken Fender, because I've altered it a little bit. And most of them have this line along the back of the neck, which is a great indicator of where to put your thumb, to kind of have your thumb right in that area all the time and just pivot right from here. This is where your anchor is for your the fretboard hand, and it just slides along that line. And think of it as we're trying to be ergonomic and conserving energy. So we're always putting pressure between with the object, the neck, between our finger and our thumb with the neck in there. So as opposed to thumb over the top, and seems to you exert more energy that way. So instead, we're trying to conserve energy. Thumb right in the middle and always pressing. And normally between these four fingers, our thumb is usually mostly behind the index, but not always. And then in the other hand, we use this thumb as an anchor. And again, this is mostly, 90% of the time. So we can anchor it on a pickup. I have this finger bridge or finger plates, and often even the back pickup. Great place because that's where some pretty good tone is, as well as less vibration. But as I had mentioned one other time, and you might remember, I used to place my thumb here at play, and you get a deeper tone there too. So that's it's just in preference and whatever works for you. But in regards to the fretboard hand, I want to mention too, positioning. So, there are a lot of players who will just kind of be the one finger player, and they just move their finger around like that to play. And, of course, to be the best scenario is not to do that and to use all of our fingers. So let's try maybe an exercise where you think of it, our fingers are pretty close together and we want to stretch. So just like an old person, we stretch and we stretch a little bit and we stretch more and more and more. So if we start in what would be considered, let's say, seventh position, which is the seventh fret. And in this case, in all these cases, it's your first finger goes on that fret. So if we were to do the low string, so string number 4, that's how they're numbered, 1, 2, 3, 4. We would do, one finger per fret, and we hit each one. This is a good exercise, and we anchor it so pretty much our thumb is right behind where our index is, which is where, in this case, would be 8th fret. So we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to the next string, 1, 2, 3, 4. Next string, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we could do that backwards as well, going 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we get used to that and being ergonomic and trying to use very little movement so that we're conserving energy, that kind of thing. It works on bass as well. And then as we want to stretch more with our fingers, we move down the next fret. So now I'm in 6th position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. We move down until we get all the way down here, which of course would be when our fingers are stretched the most. And we're paying close attention to where our fingers are. If we want to make sure that our finger is right before the fret, not in the middle, but right before the fret. That's the best place for placement. One thing I failed to mention back on this hand, on the picking hand, is we can anchor it. We can really anchor it anywhere. We can even anchor it on the string, which I tend to do if I'm playing higher strings. And even with my 6-string bass, I anchor my thumb on the strings all the time, and that's great to mute the strings. There are some players that as well, they'll anchor their hand with their fingers here and pluck with their thumb. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. But if you were not to anchor, let's say like acoustic guitar, then your anchor is usually your elbow, where that contact to the guitar is. So this is a little different, but just the concept right there. anchor with the thumb in the middle of the neck, and we're looking to really conserve energy, so we're not lifting fingers really high off of the instrument. We're keeping it close to the fingerboard, and we're also conserving energy with these fingers. You can use one finger or two. That's not the issue. And we're just looking to make light movements. That way you're letting the amp do all the work for you. That way you're not plucking really hard, even bending the string out of tune. So light movements on that. So yeah, I hope this, falls on your ears well and makes sense to you. And I'll plan to send another video your way at some point. Thanks. Bye.